Alright, hi everybody. Yo, you know what time it is? Captain Earth. Let's go. Episode 2. Now, here's the thing that flips my mind. Now, this episode had so many, it felt so much like Star Driver. I tell you right now, there's a lot of similarities between this and Star Driver. Okay. Number one, just the enemy that they're going up against that's attacking the Earth. You already know it feels like it. It feels like Star Driver because, I mean, it is obviously different in many ways, but still, in Star Driver, you had this one robot going against these other robots, and that's what it feels here. It really does. Now, there is a douchebag in this episode. Douchebag alert! Douchebag alert! Like, big time. But Daichi puts him in his place. Puts him in his place. I was like, yeah, awesome. So, and listen, this is what blows my mind. The robot he was fighting was bigger. Yeah, it was bigger than the robot he was piloting. That flipped my cord. I was like, huh? It's like, yo, it was, man, this show is, when I really think about and I call it the Earth Engine, supposedly. When I think about it, the way I look at it, the robot itself that he pilots, Earth Engine, it feels like the color scheme definitely feels like the original Mobile Suit Gundam. I'm telling you right now, it really does feel like that because it's white, it's red, it's blue. Those were the colors that they used, give or take a few, yellow, that they used for the original Mobile Suit Gundam. But still, and this will be by the way episode 2 review, and pretty much what ends on happening is there are three other people who, from what I'm thinking, are going to be with Daichi in this whole situation when it concerns piloting the Earth Engine and shit. So, and he talks to one of them, pretty much, and that person is trying to look at their name. Not Han, because there's Hana, there's Tepe, Akari. This Akari person. She basically helps him with his fight against the and from what I understand, the enemy is from Neptune, but it's more than that, because at least that's what I think the summary was stating, that they were from Neptune, because they're called the what were they called? The Kill Gang. They killed T Gang. Kill T Gang, a mysterious mechanical life form from Uranus. Meanwhile, the invasion from Kill T Gang already underway, giving Daichi and his team of teenagers no choice but to pilot Earth Engine to defend his home planet. So they basically, Kill T Gang is from Uranus. And we already in this episode also, we see them. We see like two of them, and we see like the head honcho who was part of Kill T Gang, and Ikari basically, I think that's her name, Akari, yeah. She basically teaches him what are you doing there? Like gives him the 411 how to pilot it, and he kind of at first looks like he's not going to do well and he's going to die. because there's this the girl, the girl's fucking hot. The one that I mean, she got pink hair and shit, but she fucking huge. The robot, it's massive, totally bigger than him, but he's able to beat her by holding on to this gun. And we got a name for the gun. The gun is called Live-Laster. Weird name. But yeah, basically he grabs the Live-Laster and he holds on to it, and he musters up whatever he has, and he's able to punch her, the robot. And they basically then turn the robot into this cube, and it disappears. That was pretty much at the end of the battle. And he goes back to Earth, and we have this whole different situation. And remember when I said there was a douchebag in this show? Yeah, big time douchebag alert. Incoming. Basically, this whole, everyone who's part of this organization called Globe, they, team. It's like, they're the team behind the robot and everything and all that jazz. And there's this guy. What douche. What a fucking douche. He screams douche. He belongs in the same category as that son of a bitch from SAO. Yeah. He really does. He's a douche. Basically, we find out Teppei and this other girl, Hana, they have these devices on their heads because they're like dangerous to society or some shit. And he says if they go away, he'll cause them pain. I'm like, fuck you. This guy was such a douche. And was being such a douche to Daichi. I'm like, get the... So what ends on happening is they basically have Daichi in his room, and they I don't want to say interrogate, but it seems that way. And he tells them, oh, you're going to have to wear it too. I'm like, he wears it. This was fucking awesome. Before I get into details with the Kilt Gang group on Uranus, I want to talk about what Daichi did. This was epic. This kid had the device on. He was getting buzzed. He was running. And you know what he did? They had the gun that he used in the Earth engine. He called for it, and it came to him, and he used it to destroy the tower that had that causes the pain through the gear. I was like, yo, it's fucking awesome. Take that and shove it. Oh, that was awesome. That was like, hey, douchebag, right back at you. Boom, you suck. So, and then that's when Teppei realizes that the thing's broken, and Hana, and then Hana leaves. They all leave, and they made a promise, and the promise was to see the boomerang. And he showed it to her, and she was happy and stuff, It's got like this little pet thing. I don't know what it is. This pet thing she has. And that's pretty much what happens. And he also says there was another reason why he came back. I forgot what it was, though. There was another reason. I feel like that's right. To feel the breeze from that island. And that's basically what happened there. That's pretty much all that happens in there. And then we also in this episode, I forgot to mention this, we get a kind of feedback on the enemy. Now, I guess he's like the leader of them, because there are these two people. This is the girl, Moko, and the other one I think was called Amara. Yeah, Amara, I believe, and Moko, and they're pretty much the two that pilot the mechs that come out of this cockpit thing. And the guy who leads them, basically, he has a conversation with this woman about Kilt Gang and where they're going from there. And he talks to this computer in this room. I was like, fuck is this? And it's on his computer, and the computer's basically telling him, why didn't you ask her out on a date and stuff? But he mentions something about humanity. And this was pretty crazy. My humanity. So, in other words, it's going to be one of those things, I think, where they're trying to get to Earth to destroy all the humans and create their own. That's what I think. That's what I think. So, that's pretty much what happened in this episode. So, it was pretty epic. It was pretty epic. I like the setup. 4.5 out of 5 for this one, people. Man, if you ain't rocking Captain Earth, what's wrong with you? This shit is epic as hell. Now, it is only 2 episodes so far, and I get a lot. I got so much vibes of Star Driver from these 2 episodes. This episode in particular, because if you think about it, anyone who hasn't watched Star Driver, you gotta go see it. You gotta go see it. If you've watched Star Driver, you know what I'm talking about. The whole atmosphere of there's these mechs, and they're fighting this one mech, and they can't defeat it. That's what I feel is gonna happen down the road. It's gonna get that. Bones is going through the same process when it comes to Captain Earth. They're going through the process of that same formula, but instead of it being only one guy who's piloting a mech, he at least has other people with him. Because anyone who's watched Star Trek, you know what I'm talking about with the main characters. But anyway, good second episode. That douche got it put in his place. And it seems like next week, I'm just thinking about next week's, because they showed you the mech by the guy, I think his name is Amara, his mech, his robot, he goes in to fight against the Earth engine. It's like massive. It's bigger than the Earth engine. That blows my mind. I'm like, Jesus, it's freaking huge. It's bigger than it. He's fighting him. It's like, this is crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, like I said, 4.5 out of 5 for this one. I'm extremely hyped. I know people are going to say, it's overrated. It's overrated. Well, you know what? Why don't you take your overrated shit and shove it up your ass? Check it. That's the way I look at it. Because I'm really hyped for this anime. I really am. Honestly, I just tell you. Go watch Star Driver. And Captain Earth. And, that's all I got for you. Also, seems like he's going to be living with his uncle, who's played by the same guy who plays Katamene. Who's also the commander. But this has got a really good vibe, Captain Earth. I really think everyone should watch it. Go check it out. You don't know what you're missing. You don't know what you're missing. So yeah, that's all I got for you guys. Bankai 922. See you guys later. I can't wait to see more of this shit. It's awesome. Those mechs from the enemy, from Uranus. They're massive. They're massive. I'm like, they're bigger than his mech, the Earth engine. I'm just like, blows my mind. I'll see you guys later. Have a nice day.